Good morning, Heat Nation, folks, folkettes, and everything in beyond and between. My name is Roy, host of My Happenings, My Worthless Half a Penny, and the only host in the history of the internet who fully and wholeheartedly admits that he has no idea what is going on, but I get by with little help from my friends and so forth. And so today we're going to have the Penny Quickies Game 12 preview. Again, Heat at Pacers, 2 consecutive against the Pacers. First one was the NBA Cup. This is not an NBA Cup game. This is just a regular season game. So we're probably not going to see those last second trying to get a score situations that we saw last game. Can the Heat get to 500? So we're going to do the penny picks, but separately. I realize that this is a lot better if we do it separately. It takes me some time to come up with the numbers anyway, and I'm only going to do players from the Pacers and the Heat, meaning that's my focus. If anybody else wants to see other projections from me, you can, but I haven't been getting as much lucky as I was last week. So this week has not been a very good week for me. I think I am 1-3 thus far on prize picks. But yeah, we try. You could always, if you're new and you want to start playing and you want to help the channel move from gorilla to amateur, you can always help us and get the code that it's going to be on the description of the video. Not the code exactly, but the link, so you can, when you open an account and you deposit some money, we get a little bit as well. I don't know how much you get from that. So it's always important to disclaim that other promos may fetch you more money. Again, we are gorilla, man. We're just gorilla, man and woman, and again, everything in between. Now, as for the injury report, we have the same thing, right? Out for the Heat is going to be Jimmy Butler or questionable. So Jimmy Butler is listed as questionable. I don't think that he returns tonight, but Vegas is actually betting that he returns tonight because most of those betting apps have him and have his stats and have his lines, so you can play him. I would not recommend that. It's just going to be a DNP. What I do is, if you do it in a two-player lineup on Prize Picks, for example, and he doesn't play, you get your money back no matter what happens with the other one, even if the other one fails. So that could be maybe an insurance. But if he does play, you'll have to perform. Remember that, right? But I'm not going to talk about the picks right now. For the Pacers, the same thing. Nesmith again and Nembhard. Nothing else. Everybody else is playing. Isaiah Stewart is no longer questionable. He did have his impact last time, so absolutely something interesting to take a look at. Now, our penny full hopes, they boiled out to that, to basically this. More of the same is the theme of the day. We just need the Miami Heat to perform and to do the same thing that they did last time. Right? Miami shot about 50% for the entire game. They never went below 50%, and they ended up with 51.7% versus 51.2%. But most of that was padded at the end of the game for the Pacers when they actually made a short, like a small run right there at the end. We could have easily finished the game up 20, but we finished up 13, which means that we are up 10, if I'm not mistaken, in the NBA Cup being 1-1, so we are above the Pacers by 10 points. We had 15 to their 14 triples, regardless of the percentage of ours being 35.7%, and they shooting above 40% for the entire game. We had 19 fast break points, 16 steals, and forced at least 18 of their 19 turnovers. I remember 17 at least, right? 16 steals, plus at least one more that I remember forcing. And that is the recipe for success, so we hope to see the same type of activity. I do not expect to see Jimmy back tonight, nor I hope for it, because I actually want to see the same team play. I do. I think that the same team, with the exception of Jay Rich, that I don't want to see. My team, as Raf calls him right now, Jay Poor. I don't want Jay Rich in my team. The rest, I would want him to want it to remain the same, because when Jimmy back, we're going to have to see a new lineup, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to see a new lineup just yet. Let him rest one more day. Has a back-to-back. Tomorrow is a good thing, because if today we're going to use the bulk of our main starters, then tomorrow we can focus on Jimmy Butler carrying this team on his back, maybe. Anyway, when he's back, or if he's back tonight, I hope to see that Highsmith remains in lineup. And Raf hopes that Love remains in lineup if it comes down to one or the other. Ultimately, we both hope that both of these players are starters. I don't mind to see Highsmith at a 3, for example, and Love at a 4. I don't mind that at all because I know that we have capable ball handlers across the board, right? I'm not saying Hero should handle the ball, by the way. Hero should keep doing what Hero is doing right now, not handle the ball as much. I think that when he handles the ball more, we get more turnovers. I don't know if this is, I don't know if this for a fact, but I know it's true. Stealing that from a comedian there. The hope is always for Rozier and any player that has underperformed, in this case Jay Rich, that they be better. But Bam has everything to perform as well, having performed well over Miles Turner, career-wise. Ultimately, having performed very well against Siakam, Thurin, and even Halliburton. Now they put Freeman on him in the first game. So this comes right over to our penniless concerns, which are Carlisle did something interesting the last game, which is he sometimes, and a couple of times throughout the game, he replaced the entire rotation, and there was not a single starter on the floor. He also put Freeman on Bam because understanding that Miles Turner is notoriously Bam's kind of target. He put Freeman and Bam, and what good did that do to him? So I do expect this to change today, that Carlisle to be more attentive, Carlisle to be more aggressive in terms of trying to contain Bam. I just don't know that this is actually a good team for Bam's matchup, and I hope I'm right in this sense. With that said, the Pacers team seems to be less concerning. And, because they look so much less concerning and we got such an easy win, down to a couple of parts that could have been less easy, but it was such an easy win last game, I'm concerned that the team gets a little bit comfortable here. I hope that they don't. I hope that they bring the same level and the same dynamics of aggressiveness. Of course, the main issue with playing a team back-to-back is that the team normally makes adjustments. Now, that reminds me, and we go back to the bubble in which we faced the Indiana Pacers in the first round, and they never really got the smarter. For the PennyLine, the money line obviously had the Heat as underdogs. It's the second consecutive game. They are slightly better in Vegas because they won last game, but Pacers are more fumed with 2 consecutive losses for the Pacers, the Heat being 1-1 the last 2. The Heat are plus 105, bet 100 to get 105. Pacers are minus 130, bet 100 to get 130. And plus 2.5 spread against the spread, for Miami. My penny prediction is that the Heat will continue to take care of business tonight. If Bam keeps finding the mismatches, the rhythm is not compromised, and the players do 90% of what they did last game, we should be able to come with this W. With another interesting idea that I have. Most notably, we can counter K-Love's extraordinary third quarter. We don't expect seeing that happen again. The guy scoring almost 15 points in 5 minutes pretty much. With Hero having gone only 2 from 9 last game from beyond the arc, and he does a lot better than that. Hero also scoring only 7 points. He can do a lot better than that. So again, we don't need Hero to overperform, but we do need Bam to perform. The tally is, this time I'm not going to stay on the fence. We win this game. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible, and let's go Heat!